God, you know I'm at the end of my barrel when you see this screen for a video. I'm out of video ideas, frankly. I didn't want to do another Project Sekai video right after I did one last Monday. That just felt kinda lazy, which I am, make no mistake, I am lazy. But I do have to have some respect for you guys putting up with me for very long. By the way, we are almost at the 500 subscriber goal. At the time this was recorded, we are at, don't you dare! Also, the kitten's back. Anyway, the subscriber count is at 476, so yeah, we're about 24 away. We're almost there. I almost have to suffer. But this video is just gonna be me talking about random bullshit as I think of it, and I do already have one topic in mind. These topics may or may not be related to the games I play, or they might just be random bullshit that comes up. So yeah, that's the video today. So why is the fact that in Project Sekai, why is the fact that some of the kids are celebrities just never mentioned? And like, More Jump gets it sometimes, but you would think that they would get harassed by all of their schoolmates for like an autograph or like a feature in their thing or something. You know, like for More Jump especially, I feel like this should be a bigger plot point, because it's not like they don't know that their classmates have been on TV. Like, we see it getting mentioned by characters from other units, for More Jump specifically. So like, why hasn't this been brought up among the NPC students? It makes no sense. Especially since not only is there an idol group in your school, there's also the chance you'll run into a professional band person. Like, they're a pro, like they signed that contract. I paid attention for that part at least. Like, does this just not get brought up? Also, Wonderland Showtime should be getting a little bit more attention in this regard. Like, there's no way that Rui's, I forgot their names and I'm so sorry, but his NPC friends are the only ones on that campus that actually care about musical theater. There is no shot. And the fact that you got, like, professionals right there, like, they were literally ambassadors for the theme park they work for. They went to America and a bunch of other places, and like, they're probably low-key famous by now. So like, why isn't this ever mentioned? Now, Vivid Bad Squad, I would like to give them this moment, but as of right now in the EN lore, I'm pretty sure it's only among Vivid Street, and they already get the attention. Has it been good kind of recently when we are in the main story? No, not really. But this is long-term writing. They will probably bounce back. For N25, it's probably just like that, you know, like, it's one of those faceless things. They probably, oh fuck, Flora! No! You can't play with that! Sorry about that. She was trying to climb a lampshade. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, N25 and public attention. It's probably just one of those things where, like, it's a faceless content creator sort of thing. Like, it's hard to recognize someone from just their voice, which is why you typically use visuals, like my PNG tuber. But yeah, so that makes sense for those two. But like, I really feel like they should mention the fact that there are public attention disparities, because Twisted Wonderland actually does this in terms of power and public disparity. Like, the school knows for a fact that Vil is a freaking model and world famous actor, and they don't hide the fact that students are like, holy shit, we have a guy like that at our school? What the fuck am I doing here? You know, like, we get those moments, not from the main crew most of the time. Like, it does happen. Like, there's some moments where Ace and Deuce go, holy shit, you know? Like, mainly in book 5, but still. It happens. And then there's the power disparity that they emphasize with Malleus. Like, he's kind of outcasted because of it, but they still acknowledge the fact that that would happen. He does have some kiss-ups, but the biggest kiss-up is someone he typically hangs out with all the time. So, yeah, there's that. Who pitched appendage mode for Project Sekai, when one of their biggest selling points in the early game was the fact you could play with only 2 fingers? Who pitched it? I know we're not there yet for EN, but we're getting pretty fucking close. So like, who pitched that? Why is merchandise for any of the games I play? Why is merchandise so hard to find? Like, I do want to buy a merch and support the games I play that way, but like, it's ridiculously hard to find. Or it's just not in this country. Most of the merch I have now are from Japan, on my trip to Japan last year. Like, I still have the silly little Sum dolls from my 2023 video. Acknowledge your global players and send merch out there. That would be great. Okay, this isn't really anime related. It's about the chicken and the egg question. I have a theory as to why the chicken came first. So, not all animals come from eggs. We technically do, but we aren't born as an egg, right? Like, we come out fully out of the shell, quote unquote. And other mammals do this too, right? And I know chickens aren't mammals, but hear me out. The theory of evolution, and this is gonna sound really stupid and crazy, but again, hear me out. What if, obviously the chicken came first, right? And over time, they just evolved to the point where instead of giving birth like mammals do, they needed to have eggs like for hard shell protection. Let's ignore the fact the shells aren't that hard, and some of us may have bacon and eggs for breakfast. But my point still stands that the chicken probably came first due to evolution, and the egg was an evolutionary result and not first. Could my cheap hat get me copyright striked? Like, I wonder that sometimes. Like, is having this actually a good idea? Or is it inaccurate enough where they can't do anything about it? Because it's not like 100% the cheap. It's actually kind of badly drawn when you look at it. But like, is it still close enough? Like, since I'm calling it a cheap hat, which I do have a story for that, could I get copyright striked for that? Are they gonna ask me to never use it again? I really hope they don't. I want to use it. Its symbolism means a lot to me, because I actually have the cheap hat. And I'll probably take a picture of it for this video. I did mean to tell you guys that I uninstalled Wuthering Waves a really long time ago, and Zenless Zone Zero. Hear me out as to why Zenless Zone Zero. Okay, well, first Wuthering Waves. I uninstalled Wuthering Waves because it felt like it was setting my computer on fire in less than 2 hours. And I was like, okay, I get the hyper-realism backgrounds and all, but I have everything on low. I got the brightness on the darkest, and you still making me fear for my computer's safety. So I'm gonna uninstall you. I don't know if I'm going to reinstall it. At this point, I probably shouldn't. Not until I get like an actual setup, but yeah. As for Zenless Zone Zero, honestly, the game just wasn't clicking with me. Like, I didn't want to do anything. Don't get me wrong, the daily quests were easy, and that was fun. But, I don't know, I guess that game's particular style and some of the designs, and a lot of the designs actually, just weren't my speed. So I figured, yeah, okay, let's just make space for Honkai Star Rail and all the video projects I do on here. Okay, I do want to make a Halloween costume for my PNG tuber. What should it be? I was thinking, like, I could just get a silly little cheesy superhero costume on her, but I'm not 100% sure. Because, like, I was also thinking, what if I put a silly little vampire costume on her? I do need ideas, and I need to think of one, because I do want to do a Halloween thing this year. I don't know if I'll be playing horror games, make no mistake. That's a 50-50, maybe, depending on how I feel that day. But, I don't know about... I don't know about the rest of it, dude. How do you set up the vertical oriented stream? I genuinely don't know how to do that. Because you can, and I know you can. And I've seen people do it on YouTube all the time where you set your stream to vertical. How do they do that? I don't understand. Because, like, I use OBS. Maybe I just need a different program? Question mark. I don't understand. How do they do that? Maybe, I guess I could look into it. Because what's annoying, and I personally don't really like it, is that if you're trying to just doom scroll on YouTube Shorts, you could run into a random live stream that I don't care about, and that just shows up in your viewed history later as an actual live stream. So what I end up having to do sometimes is I have to go and remove from watch history all of those streams that I don't know the people and don't necessarily care about, because they're usually about things I don't care about. No hate to those guys, it's a hell of a strategy to get views, not hating on that, but like, YouTube, why did you make this a thing? Can you please not? So, like, if I opened up a game recommendation thing, which I kind of did on my Discord server, which I do have, by the way, what games would you guys put there? By the way, I'm gonna veto Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact 3rd. Like, any other Hoyo game that isn't Honkai Star Rail, I'm vetoing that. But I'm open to other ones just to, like, try them out, see if I like it, you know? Whether they're big open-world gacha games or just like the 5-minute indie games, like either or, right? What was the first gacha game? Like, which corporate greedy company came up with that system and it worked? I'm sure that started before I got into video games, but like, who made the first one? What was the first gacha game, like video game? There's been some systems like that already set up in real life, you know, like the bubblegum machine. When I was a kid and Blockbusters was still a thing, I'm not that old, it only got destroyed recently, but they would have a gumball machine, and if you got a white gumball, you gotta borrow a free video or game. And so me and my siblings, whenever we'd bring quarters and we would go get a gumball. And what was great about it is that we actually got white gumballs pretty frequently, so we just left with them all the time. But like, so gacha systems like that have existed forever. But what video games? Who made the first gacha video game? When you're flying on an airplane, which seating do you prefer your seat to be assigned, or do you prefer the first come first serve? Me personally, I prefer the seat assignment. So because that way I can just, if I want to get a window, I can plan it that way. But you know damn well, if it's the free-for-all style, everyone's going for a window seat. So which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the free-for-all or the assignment, like your grade schooler? This is mainly for the students here, and of any type, really. It doesn't really matter what level you're at to be able to answer this question. Do you learn better via online classes or the traditional ones? Me personally, I can't learn anything through Zoom. COVID proved that to me. Make no mistake, when COVID started, I was thriving, bro. I was going great. I mainly am introverted, believe it or not. And COVID actually helped me, like, get more comfy, but after a while, it just got super draining. Like, I'm more ambiverted, leaning to introvert, so I could do it, but not for super long, I guess. Not more than the year. And yeah, that kind of drained me, and I learned I never retained anything from those classes. Granted, I didn't have the best teachers that time either. How many minutes do you think I sat here in silence trying to think of something to talk? I'm not going to give you the answer, like, ever, because then I'd have to actually count it out. But how many minutes do you think I just sat here waiting for a random thought to come, including this particular question? I want to start watching anime again, but here's the thing. All of the anime I want to watch are either blocked by paid subscriptions or I have to pirate them. It's not only that I don't have the time, it's also that I'm not sure I want to risk the viruses. Because, gosh, my phone, if you don't know, because it was kind of a huge problem when I was trying to stream Twisted Wonderland's Halloween event the first time. I will be streaming the other one, by the way. You just gotta wait for it to come out. But, my phone kept crashing and restarting, and it did that on stream or in videos I was using it for. So that meant it probably got a virus to the point I think it got replaced, like I had to replace it. Thankfully, it didn't cost anything because I did it in the nick of time. I had to full on replace it. That's how bad it was. So like, I don't want to pirate anime anymore, but the subscriptions are way too damn expensive for me. At what point should I consider to actually start doing covers? Like of songs I like. Because I don't want to, but the other part is I don't want to sing them in English. I don't want to have to look up lyrics and then look them up in English unless the song is already in English, you know? Because there's songs I do want to cover and make cover music videos for, like Realize, the Kohane Focus Event song. I really like that one, and I wanted to sing it. There was also Becoming Potatoes by Neru and just a few other Vocaloid songs. You can tell what music I listen to. At what point should I start doing that? Should I wait till 500 or should I start now? Or should I wait till even later so that the covers would reach more people? Because it's not like I'm not confident about my singing voice. I feel like I'm pretty okay in the minimum. But like, I don't know anything about music, so I'd have to use the original instrumentals. And would I get copyrighted for that? Or would that or because it's a cover would it go under fair use and I'd be okay? I don't know the logistics of those things. Did you enjoy this past, however long this video edits down to be, these past few minutes of me spouting bullshit at you? Because I definitely came up with this idea last minute. It would be so hilarious if this video did really well, because I have a feeling I'm not going to have a ton of time to do a good chunk of editing on it. Like, I'm probably just going to be trimming it down, doing a bunch of zoom-ins, not adding effects or silly little images when I mention characters, units, or things like that. Nope, it's probably just gonna be me sitting here off-center and spouting bullshit at you. But hey, if it does well enough, maybe I'll keep this in the back of my mind in case I don't want to do a Project Sekai video close to each other and I need something to cover my video butt for the week. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day or night or evening, whatever time it is. Bye bye!